दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत.
Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲಿನ
Hyderabad Voltas Express, Rayabasi Station, Netaji Bhavan. Cricbuzz.
Hello and welcome to Voltas presents Cricbuzz Live. SRH came out and they flexed their big muscles today with the bat and the ball. Were completely ruthless on the field because they just gave KKR absolutely nothing. They've won by a massive 110 runs. This is exactly how they would want to end their campaign. KKR will want to press that delete button and hope that this day never happened, but the scorecard will always be there to tell them the story. Manish Pandey, the highest scorer with 37. Unadkat picked up 2 wickets. Dubey picked up a few wickets as well. Unadkat picking up 3 wickets. Dubey picked up 2 wickets. Overall, Hyderabad are ending their campaign with a big, broad smile on their face. I can picture Pat Cummins and that smile because that smile has been missing all through the season, Kartik.
Yeah, it was a nice way you started it. Ruthless with the ball, merciless with the bat. And that has been the story of the game so far. And absolutely, I think that is what was presented to them. Yes, you forget what happened before, what were you presented with. They managed to finish on a real high, to win 3 games on the bounce, finish the season, and maybe somewhat vindicate some of the stances that they took and the way they played. Yes, they have to tweak a few things, but they'll be pretty happy with the way they finished the season. So a big tick, it's a massive drubbing for KKR, not just delete the present game. I think delete the entire season, because from the glory days of being crowned champions to the kind of season they have had, I think they would want to forget it. And what I'm missing is Jayedev's dance today.
I was waiting for someone to say it. I was just being kind to Jaydev because I can see the pain, I can see the anguish that I didn't want to trouble him any further. But Jaydev, this is how it is. This is the game of cricket. You pick up that trophy and the next year this is what you come out with.
Yeah, no, I'll just take you, that is last year. I'll take you back to, just about mid-April.
2009?
No, to mid-April.
Yes.
And we are talking about a match where KKR is chasing 112. Okay. And at that point in time, people are calculating that if they get it in some 16 overs or 15 overs, they'll be table toppers. From there, that fall, from there, that match, I think, psychologically just broke the team. It's never looked after that convincing. The start was very, very convincing.
Yes. Start was convincing. We spoke about those close games. I feel it was that game and also the game against Lucknow where it was just one hit away. It was those 4 runs. Yeah. So they've had very close games which they haven't managed to convert. But Kartik, today's game is the biggest loss that KKR has ever suffered. 110 runs. So like you said, just a season that they will want to forget. We spoke about it a little bit from the auction table, from things just not working out, the batting order being all over the place. This is not a season they want to remember.
100%. And I think Jaydev summed it up very beautifully. Before we started the game, all the mistakes that they made, all the things that have happened for them. And sometimes such things happen. Look, I've been part of a KKR team where both me and Jaydev were there. We were losing from situations where we could have never lost. Yeah. Can you imagine 10 balls, 6 runs to win? There is a power play, we end up losing the power play. For 21 balls, 60 runs to win, international bowlers bowling, we lost the game. 1 over, 24 runs to win, Mashrafe Murtaza bowling, Rohit Sharma hits you. So we have had, I can tell you, million instances and we were going nuts, seriously. So such times happen and it is just about staying together. And I think sometimes what we all forget is that teams are also crushed. You're also trying to put a finger on what's going wrong, but somehow you can't. It is just a spiral. You just want to stick together, no pointing fingers. We always say this, in a team environment, you win together, you lose together. So when we win together, we don't take credit, we always say we. When we lose together, we don't discredit anybody, we still say we.
But when you say you win together, lose together, Jaydev, do you see there being a lot of these players together next year, or do you see lots of shuffling happening around?
I see some amount of shuffling. First thing I want to say is, I'll tell you what I was thinking about. I was thinking about the one thing that KKR is really missing from last year, is that when things go wrong, okay, there doesn't seem to be one person or who sort of rallies the troops around. Whether it's Shreyas outside in the field, whether it's Gautam outside, that rallying person is not there. Because, see, by personality-wise, Sunil Narayan and Andre Russell are superstars, but they're not dominant personalities. You know, they let their game do the talking. They're not team leaders in terms of, you know, marshalling the troops together. And I feel they really missed somebody who did that. And I think Rahane has done fantastically for them. He's done really well for them. But I don't think he had the team in the place that he wanted them to be in terms of the way they were listening to him.
But so the captain's not there at the auction. He's chosen much later. It almost feels like it's all been
an afterthought. He's an afterthought, and therefore it's difficult for him. And I think that's the one thing. And also KKR has had this problem. In 2012, KKR won. Next season, I think they finished 7th. 2014, they won 5th, they finished 5th. This time they won 24, they finished 8th. So you're always having a situation where you just not managed to go back after a successful season and build on your success. And I think this has been one of the problems of KKR, where Chennai and MI have been more consistent teams over time.
But Kartik, we have to give credit to Hyderabad. We've spoken about KKR, what they've done wrong. Hyderabad has done a lot of wrong all through the season, but just particularly today's game, you can't look at anything and say that they could have done anything better because they were just spectacular with the ball and the bat. 1-2 catches, all right, but the ball and the bat just made up for everything.
I'm just trying to be funny here and trying to be unnecessarily critical. They could have finished it with another 30 runs left.
Yeah, I know, true.
We'll have a look at,
but on a serious note, look, they've been very good. Again, you can only do what you are presented with, and that's why I started with that statement, because when they resumed, or when IPL resumed, they had those games, and they've just been clinical in all those games. And sometimes, again, we talk about Mumbai Indians, and we look at the quality, and we said, why did they start so slowly, and why were they languishing so deep down in the table? And now with SRH as well, now you'll say, oh wow, they started with a bang.
Yes.
And it was a whimper for a while. And again, they finished with a bang. So why didn't they replicate this, or why didn't they do this before? But again, when certain things go wrong, again, you're trying to figure out. And again, we come back to the same thing, or I'll say the same thing. They played a certain way, it worked for them. Again, it's about mixing caution with aggression.
Yes.
And they've done that really nicely in the last 3 games. And when they do that, they're such a devastating team that they can literally crush any opposition.
The other thing, if you're watching the game, at one point in time, just in the first 6 overs, that means just in the power play, okay, Jaydev Unadkat obviously did most of it, but even Harshal Patel, Jaydev Unadkat, they had bowled 11 to 12 slower balls in that first period itself. And Sunil Narayan got out on a slower ball. So the point is that in the entire innings that KKR bowled, there were 10 slower balls. So obviously the first thing that I think SRH did was they played the conditions much better.
From the toss, of course.
From the toss. So they played the conditions much better. They used slower balls from the very start. They didn't bother for it to swing or seam. They start straight off. Unadkat went for the slower balls, cross seams and slower balls. And I think that means they understood what was happening much better. They were much more switched on. And I also thought that the way Harsh Dubey bowled was absolutely fantastic. I loved the way he bowled. I'd love Kartik to. What did you think of the way he bowled?
I think he's brilliant. I've just been talking about him from the time I saw him for the first time. Forget the runs. I'm just saying that over a period of the last 3 games, he already has understood what will work for him. And most importantly, he bowls wicket-taking deliveries. He's got all the makings of a solid left-arm spinner. His action is very old school, and I would say mostly old school. Obviously, you are a byproduct of the modern game, so you need to have some of those trappings as well, or some of those ingredients as well. But he just looks a very good action, very simple, repeatable action, and I think it augurs well for not only Sunrisers Hyderabad and also for Indian cricket, because again, we are on that cusp when we are looking for who is going to take over from Ravindra Jadeja or Ravichandran Ashwin. Good to see him getting wickets in red ball cricket. Good to see that he's on his way to England. And that will be a great experience, because bowling in England is very different to bowling in India. People think that, they don't play spin well, but at the end of the day, the balls don't fizz off the surface. So he will learn bowling there, bowling in day's game. And again, he's had a taste of IPL cricket, T20 cricket, thrown into the deepest possible franchise tournament and toughest tournament. So yeah, he's got all the makings of being a very, very fine left-arm spinner.
Well, just the way he got Ramandeep, it was so beautiful because he got him out bowled, but he's a very clever thinking bowler. He's always trying to play that chess move, which is one move ahead of his opponent. We saw that today.
69 wickets in the Ranji Trophy. Nobody has taken 69 wickets. In fact, the most interesting thing is he's at 69 wickets. The next is Ashutosh Aman, who has 68. And the next after that is Jaydev Unadkat, who has 67. In a single season, to get that many wickets, to get 69 wickets, it tells you he is a wicket-taking bowler. And I'm. It's interesting because now that he is emerged, if somehow SRH, basically they need two big international players, they need one international batter to give them a bit more stability. And if they can find an Indian bowler to replace Shami, because Shami's not done it, or for Shami himself to recover form, I think this will be a very different looking team.
You know, you were talking about Unadkat in the comm box. I was with Manoj Tiwari and he said that they used to laugh during the domestic seasons and say he's a spinner because he bowls slower ones, he bowls the ones that turn much more than he bowls the ones which are quicker. But he again is just an old horse veteran who's been doing it for so long, kept himself relevant. Today, yet again, Kartik, he's bowled those slower ones. Economy of 6, picking up those 3 wickets, he was great to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think sometimes it's about sussing the conditions out. And it does work for him. In fact, we used to make fun of him saying that running in like Akram and bowling like Tufnell. So, yeah, he does that. You know that those slower ones or off-pace deliveries are going to be coming from him. And good that he exploited the conditions. Look, he also needs a good game, because he's also not been getting a consistent run. He's also been in and out. So to finish on a high like that and finish with a memorable game, I think it is good for Jaydev Unadkat personally as well.
He's been playing since 2010, Jaydev.
He's been playing in 2010 in KKR, and Kartik was there when he made his debut. And Wasim, in fact, in his early days, Wasim Akram did spend a lot of time mentoring him about, position of his wrist and everything. And it's fascinating because he started off, he played that 2010 IPL. That year he goes and plays for a test match cricket, a test match in South Africa. He's not ready for it. And then he has to wait almost 12, 13 years to play his next international match. So he's had a very, all success seems to be coming to you, then it gets taken away. But he's a remarkable, I know him very well, Jaydev, and he's a remarkable character. In fact, I'll tell you what also symbolizes what Jaydev is. End of the match, and he's turned around, there's a LBW, if you remember, Vaibhav Arora's, and Vaibhav was just sauntering across, but he has a presence of mind to rush there, see that he's sauntering, he's not really grounding his bat, and he throws down the stumps. And that's Jaydev for you. He's always in the game.
Yes.
4 for 24 then, not 3 for 24.
Yeah, exactly. He should be 4 for 20.
Yeah, he's always been in the game, and he seems to be someone who's very cool, very calm. We've seen a lot of people who are very cool and very calm today for Hyderabad. But there is this one person who just set it up so beautifully because he was so coolly just sitting back, like Jaydev says, rocking back, hitting those 9 sixes, hitting 4s all around the park, which is why Klaasen is our coolest performer of the match, powered by Voltas. Shore Kam Zyada, 105 in 39. We spoke about it a little bit. When you play an innings like this, Kartik, you should speak about it more and more and more, because it was just one of those knocks that you just sit back with your jaw dropped. The way he played today was just magnificent.
So the way you have described it, can we call him Heinrich Coulson?
Absolutely, he was Henrik Coulson.
Yeah, he was. Seriously, look, he is a phenomenal hitter of the ball. And Jaydev spoke about him. Sometimes the problem for any spinner is that he's very still. Okay? And he's, as he said, he's slightly low. He stays low in spite of him being a towering figure. And he's very good with his short arm pulls. So he's got a range where he can actually hit it over your head as well as a bowler. Yes. And he can club you over deep mid-wicket or to the right of long on. So the next bit is, as a spinner, you're thinking, okay, I need to be slightly towards him. And he's got that reach where he pummels you straight down the ground again. So that length, that trajectory, what do you do as a spinner? And I think that is why he's got such a devastating effect against spinners. Think of Chahal. Chahal is one of the wiliest spinners going around. And I don't think Chahal has had a good run against him. He just literally gets stuck into Chahal, and that is the kind of effect he has. Shane Watson used to be very similar because he had that short arm pull of a good length, and then he could hit you easily, even if you overpitched by a micro inch. So that is one of the reasons why he's such a brilliant player. And again, he proved, look, sent at number 3, mega bucks, all the chat about him, for him to come around and play an innings like that, outstanding.
Well, like you said, he knows how to pick that length so quickly, but it's also brute power that he has, Jaydev, because he just seems to be like a really, really tough guy.
No, he's a very strong guy. There's no doubt about it. And he's the highest retention. 23 crores is a lot of money. I mean, people like Bumrah and Ola paid less than him. But what I'm saying is, I mean, Kartik has made this very fair point that what the greatness of Klaasen with spin is the fact that he makes spinners unsure of what length they have to pull. And the moment you do that, then you are dictating conditions rather than the spinner. And once that happens, then he's searching for length and he's much, much more likely to get it wrong. He's just not allowing you to settle down. And today it was, 42% was straight down the ground and most of them are very, very in that V.
Yes.
And his ability to hit, moment he hits those great shots down the ground, the rest of the field opens up for you because bowlers automatically go short trying to compensate for them.
Yes. Well, which is why, like Murali Kartik said, Henrik Coulson was our coolest performer of the match, powered by Voltas, Shore Kam Zyada. What is very cool for Hyderabad is that they finished off with a win. Let's have a look at that points table and see where they've ended their campaign with. They're on 6. KKR, who were the champions last year, are at 8. And we also had a game earlier this morning when Gujarat took on CSK. CSK won that game by a massive 83 runs, but they still finished 10th on the points table and Gujarat still sitting at 1. But because Gujarat have lost that game, tomorrow's game becomes even more exciting, even more spicy. We were talking about that race, the 1 and 2 race. It just is completely open still. There's Punjab taking on Mumbai tomorrow. It's happening in Jaipur. Lots to play for, Jaydev, Kartik, because this is that game which is going to decide who's getting into that number 1 and 2.
Absolutely. And I think it's going to decide one of the two places because only one of them will make it. And then you immediately know the other is a 3 or 4 candidate. So one's going to go through, one's not. And then we've got to see what's going to happen in the Bangalore match. But this is a big match because it's a virtual... if you win this, you're giving yourselves 2 bites of the cherry. So it's a very big match for Punjab. And while Punjab and Mumbai, they're looking... Punjab is slightly ahead in the table because of that one match that they didn't lose, which was a washout.
Yes.
The only problem Punjab has is, I feel Mumbai is a team in form coming through at this point in time.
So Punjab lost to Delhi.
Yeah.
It's not a loss that they will want to remember. And Mumbai, of course, are coming from that thumping win against Delhi. So just as confidence, Kartik, when you come into a big game like this, you want to come off a win. Do you think Punjab will forget about this and come completely fresh, or that lingers around in your mind somewhere?
I'm pretty sure it does linger. I'm pretty sure that anybody would be lying if they said that they've completely parked it aside. But yeah, they also have to bank upon what they've done before that. They had a good run before the IPL was suspended. Then they've got into the resumption with a win. And also the most important thing is they have managed to stave off those setbacks and come strongly. But the only problem for them is they're up against a solid side. They're up against one of the most dangerous sides in this IPL. They have started winning at the right time. And they've strung together so many victories that that they are a massive, massive force to reckon with. Just look through that lineup. The quality in that lineup is just outstanding. And all those batters will absolutely relish batting on that surface. It's not the same old Savai Mansingh where 185 was an average score. We have already had lots of 200 plus scores this year. And in fact, GT got pummeled into submission by Webb of Suryavanshi. They just chased down 200 plus. So it is not the same wicket. Again, evening game. So it's got all the trappings of a great, great game. Who's the mentally stronger team? Which is the team which can win those small moments, forget the big moments, win the small moments. Fascinating contest tomorrow.
But Jaydev, one major disadvantage for Punjab is that Yuzi is not totally fit yet. So that's going to be a big blow to them. We'll have a look at that squad. They wouldn't probably go with any other changes, but that's the team that they played with in the last game against Delhi. Any changes you see or the same squad?
No, I see the same squad. I thought Harpreet played well. Harpreet has, whenever he's got his chances, Harpreet has played well. And I think what's happened is that Josh Inglis coming in at 3, having the option of using English at 3, if there's an early wicket, they'll go with Jinglis at 3. If not, Shreyas comes in. There's no other major change that they need to more. They've now got their lineup going.
Yes.
And I don't see them making any other changes. But I mean, usually is a big loss because he knows this ground. He's played 3 years. He and Ashwin used to play out here. So he knows this like the back of his hand. But I'll tell you, he'll be working with all his teammates. He'll be telling Harpreet exactly where to bowl, what to do. He'll be putting a lot of effort behind the scenes because he knows that you get this through and your chances of winning this tournament are so much higher if you win tomorrow.
And also, I think from a Punjab point of view, more than the batting, they'll be looking at the bowling.
Yes.
Because in the last game, in fact, 2 back-to-back games, Arshdeep and Marco Janssen, they're 2 big bowlers. There was a time where, 14 runs or whatever, you would want a high-quality bowler like Arshdeep to finish those games off. So their bowling is something which will be of concern. Omar Zai is there, they've got that all-round ability. Marcus Stoinis can be used if required, and I think he should be used, especially with the new ball. I think he'll be a good candidate to the likes of Ryan Rickleton and Rohit Sharma.
Yes.
They like pace on. So if somebody can even swing it and get something off that surface, because normally Taposh Chatterjee, who's the curator there, gives you green surfaces. So if something can be used, I think he should be utilized. And I think they need a better effort from their seamers against a strong batting juggernaut like Mumbai.
But Jaydev is talking about Mumbai's batting, which just doesn't seem to end, and everything seems to be going right for Mumbai at the correct time because the bowlers, there's just Bumrah who shut your eyes, given the ball, you know it's Bumrah, he's picking up wickets, he's been doing it time and again, but there's Surya Kumar Yadav who's been consistent, there's Rickleton who is not going to be going as well, and Santner has also done very well for Mumbai. So all in all, everything doing well for them.
Yeah, there's no apparent weaknesses out there. There's nothing in the side that you can look at and say that they're not.
That's just Kartik saying that the spin department's doing very, very well for Mumbai. We get
Karan, Karan.
No, I was just thinking. Karan started it off.
Yes.
That first Delhi match was where Mumbai's fortunes turned around. And that was a match that they were losing because if you remember, Karun Nair had smashed everyone around the ground. And then Karan Sharma comes and takes it. That's the start of the journey.
Yes.
And then Santner's brilliant run out and all those things. Yeah, look, that actually galvanized them.
Yeah,
so that's been the turning point or the point of turn for Mumbai Indians this year. There was the only game they had won before that was the Kolkata game. That was at home. And then they just turned it around. They lost to Gujarat.
That was a rain-affected match. Lots of,
So it was one of those games where you thought that they would win, but again,
just take a look at this and it'll tell you something. 9 wickets, 7 wickets, 54 runs, 100 runs, 59 runs. These are big wins. These are not close matches. They have been winning, making big statement wins, we call it.
When you're talking about statement wins, we see their net run rate up there, and that's something that you've been talking about, Jaydev, is that net run rate can come into play if it comes into RCB losing their next match, and the net run rate suddenly will jump up in favour of Mumbai.
Yeah, absolutely. See, if Mumbai wins this, then they're through anyway because Gujarat's run rate can never match. Mumbai is already much ahead of them. So they just need to win. That's all. Yeah,
they win, and then whoever wins, they're still going to make it. I think if Mumbai wins, they're making top 2 anyways.
Yeah. Whoever wins here will make top 2. Mumbai because of their run rate, Punjab because of that extra point.
Correct.
So Mumbai in as favourites for you all, or do you all think Punjab are that team which is that point to prove team, and Shreyas almost feels like he's pumped and he really has a point to prove? He's felt like he's been that person all through the season. So
I think he has, but look, even last year we were gobsmacked that a Mumbai team that's so good didn't get it all together. This year they've added a few pieces, they've got it all together. This is by far the strongest 11 in the tournament. Whether we like it, don't like it, is one of the... This is by far the strongest 11 in the tournament. So I feel the odds are in Mumbai's favour. It will require exceptional effort from Punjab to beat them now.
Yeah, very much so. Somebody will have to have a stellar day, a blinder. You're up against Bumrah, who's been phenomenal. We're talking about the rest as well. Bolt has been very good. He's gone under the radar. When we talk about Bumrah, then the spinners are there. Hardik Pandya himself is pretty handy with the ball. Deepak Chahar. So they've got a lot of quality. And look, think of it. Will Jacks can be thrown anywhere. Namandir comes and is towering over you at the back end of the innings. Hardik Pandya is there. Karan Sharma can play. So they've got a lot of quality. So it'll require a special effort from somebody in the Punjab ranks to overhaul them.
And just because we have you in the house, I want you to tell us how happy you're with the way Santner's gone about things, because you didn't mention him with Bolt and Bumrah.
I've been talking about him, we've been here since Champions Trophy and I have been waxing lyrical about him, I think, for a very, very long time. I think it's just a phenomenal cricketer for me personally, because just the way he operates, the same arm speed. And I know lots of people will find it easy. Some of the greats of the game might say, oh, we are looking for that change of pace. But having said that, they are the greats of the game and the others aren't going to pick the subtle changes that he has. He's just a mighty fine bowler, mighty fine cricketer.
I just think about how fate intervenes and how it plays a part in it. Had Santner been a part of any other setup for the last 3 years before this, okay, he would have played. Unfortunately, he's in CSK where Ravindra Jadeja has to play. He's an Indian player also. And therefore, Santner never got his chance as the fourth foreign player to get an opportunity.
And can you imagine how much he would have enjoyed bowling there? That expanse of that ground and that wicket.
So your players to watch out for then, one from each team?
Okay, for Mumbai, I think Surya is the one he's been so consistent this year that I think he's always been the player to watch for me. And if I look on the other side, I think I'll go with Shreyas Iyer, because I think somebody needs to do something exceptional. I'd rather the captain be the one who does it.
And a half century in his last game, so he's been consistent.
I'm going with Priyansh Arya and Ryan Rickleton, two left-handers at the top.
So no spinner. All right. Because we've done so badly in our prediction games today, I've decided to have one more prediction game just to redeem ourselves. So are you all both ready?
Huh? Are we getting points for it?
No.
Then
so
pass.
I want you all to both predict who's going to be 1 and 2. Who's going to be 3 and 4. So we see who plays who in the qualifiers. Kartik, you go first because you were that leader in our prediction game for very long.
Okay. I'm going with Mumbai.
1.
And Bengaluru. 2.
And 3 and 4?
Obviously, then the rest fall into place. I think GT made an absolute mare of the situation to put themselves in the position. I think RCB playing at Lucknow, which is their home ground now, against Lucknow. I think they didn't win the last time around, but it's a big game and things are going well for him. I know they miss Josh Hazelwood, but maybe they have, everything is running for them, everything is going for them. So maybe they win that game and they finish second.
Okay, so then who wins that qualifier 1 for you? I wanted to go all the way through.
Oh, you mean that? Then I go Mumbai to win that qualifier.
Okay.
And then I don't want to go after that. Then it's anybody's game.
He's
Who
playing
turns
safe,
up?
playing safe.
Who turns up? Who gets up from the right side of the bed?
Yeah, but that's why we call it prediction.
No, I am gone Mumbai.
Okay, so he's going Mumbai. He's playing safe. Jaydev, we know you never play safe, so go for it.
No, first I'd say that if RCB wins, they're going to go into first place because they're on 17 points. So I say RCB and Mumbai. RCB and Mumbai from one side, and then
3 and 4 obviously.
3 and 4 obviously there. I still feel this one goes through. I feel Mumbai goes through.
Yeah, again, that's what I also said.
I see Mumbai go through. I see it's a GT Punjab game.
And then whoever wins has to play RCB then.
Yeah, so I see...
Too many permutations later. You're asking for too much now.
Yeah, GT Punjab, I'll go for GT. And then...
And then GT RCB.
I'll go for RCB. I think it's going to be a Mumbai RCB final.
Ooh, you all have heard it then from Joy Bhattacharjya. You all have got the headline. I don't think Kartik's answering the final. You don't have a prediction.
I have no idea. I have not been a crystal ball gazer ever.
Given my other predictions, then mine is not to be believed.
But I just feel that Mumbai are too strong and too dangerous at this time of the tournament.
And everything seems to be aligning for RCB. So Mumbai...
So MI RCB, if it happens, it happens. But the thing is, the others are also good enough. You never know. Yes, GT is going to miss Josh Butler. And suddenly they are floundering their top 3 at the wrong time.
Yes.
So...
So we've got our answers then. We've got our answers there. MI RCB final. That's going to be exciting, Jaydev, if your predictions come true, because our predictions today have failed us entirely.
If you see the record, you'll see my predictions don't come through. But
So
I
who
think
won amongst us?
We'll have a look there.
Oh, I'm still
Pommy
there.
and Bangwa is back on the top.
So yesterday GK, day before Pommy, the day before I was there. I'm still trying to clutch onto straws right now.
But
Third. I'm at third.
I think they're making Pommy's head smaller. Like you're trying to make your head larger, they're trying to make Pommy's head smaller.
I'm telling you, everybody is gunning for me. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
I've got a target on my back.
But
It's a
Joyda,
conspiracy.
you have dipped a little.
Dipped again.
Yeah, I've dipped up again. I was 14.28. Harsha and me were only separated by bullseye.
Oops.
And then I missed all 4 today.
Okay.
I mean, can't Rahane get one thing right?
So what did you get? I had 64.
Yeah.
We finished at 59. You had?
I had 66.
I was
So
7.
you just squeezed in at 59.
Yeah.
And I was 2 runs short.
But that victory didn't really do much for you.
Yeah, I lost 2 and I come 3 places down.
Yeah,
and I win 2, I go nothing. Somebody's gunning for me. I'm not.
That's how it is.
You won
CSK
2 today.
He won 1 today.
Yeah, so you won 25%. So your average percentage will come down because you were above 25%.
Getting into
So the
match.
others didn't win anything today. GK didn't win anything today.
Huh?
GK lost all 4.
Yeah, but GK's
Okay,
played
we
more
leave
matches.
this match class for
Yeah, this
later
match
on
class
because
is-
we know we get very, very emotional
Yeah,
with this.
correct.
But we leave this match class to outside. We'll go into the other class, which is the joy factor question of the day. Let's have a look at that.
Yeah, okay. In the 90s, which cricketer scored a century the first time he ever batted, but which wasn't his debut game? The hint I want to give you is, it was probably done by, they say, by legend, it was done with a bat which was originally owned by Sachin Tendulkar.
ये मुझे नहीं पता यार. I don't know.
Now,
I have no idea.
so Sachin
I like this trivia a lot.
Tendulkar gave that bat to Wakar. If you remember, Sachin and
Yes.
Wakar made their debut, but meeting later, Sachin gave Wakar a bat. That bat, there was a young kid playing for Pakistan who was walking into bat at number 3, and Wakar said, you don't seem to have a good bat, here, take this. And he goes out and he goes into the field with that, and the guy's name was Shahid Afridi, and he got 137 balls in.
Wow.
And that's the
What a
story.
story.
And apparently that bat is Sachin's bat.
What a story,
Which was given to him
Joyda.
by
That's
Vakar,
incredible.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's gotten it right. I'm sure there are quite a few people, but this story has really made my day. Thank you for telling me the story. Let's have a look at who's got the answer correct.
Seriously, people have got that. Well done, yaar, Siddhant.
Woo.
Well done.
Hey, these guys are crack. They know much more. They're like crazily.
Joyda, I know that you're not doing a dance performance for us, but he deserves a thumbs up. I missed that photograph.
I gave Joy the trivia question, Joy Factor. You should use it. I won't answer that question.
Yeah, but you shouldn't ask the question right now because people will think right
No,
away.
I'm giving Joy
Yes,
the
yes, give
trivia
it.
question.
I was there when you were
Yeah,
discussing
but the
this
thing is, I won't answer that question. At least once I will look at that question, no?
No, but well done, Siddharth. It's incredible. I hope he knows the story because that's the whole interesting bit. So I hope you knew the story as well. Joyda, again, thank you for making my day. I saw Kartik
you.
smiling there broadly, but it's been a very entertaining Sunday. Double headers are long, but you all didn't make them feel long. GK didn't keep us hungry at all because he had food for an army today. Are you going to be back tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm back tomorrow.
You're back tomorrow as well. So either you're dipping down or you're going back up to number 1 on that points chart. Joyda, you're not going anywhere there.
I'm not going.
Well, there's
He'll have to
lots-
have a blinder.
No blinders helping him. No blinders going to help him. Lots at stake because Kartik wants to go back and get his throne. There's Punjab taking on Mumbai. And of course, there is a chance for you all to play and win big on Cricbuzz 11. There is a grand contest of 2.25 crores. If you're a new user, it's absolutely free. So what are you all waiting for? Go download that app because the first prize is 25 lakhs. So don't know what you're waiting for. Go and download it quickly. And I will let both of you all also quickly go and get to your parties and
Party.
and dinners that they have lined up after the
Correct.
show.
At 12
Thank you
o'clock
so
in the
much. You have a dinner?
At 12 o'clock in the night, yeah.
Yes.
Of course I have it.
That's what you were telling me day before yesterday, Kartik.
Bilkul.
Your dinners. Anyway, thank you so much for watching Voltas presents Cricbuzz Live. We will be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. We'll see you all there.
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲಿನಲ್ಲಿ
Hi, Japan. পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন। Cricbuzz